absolutely amazing because so many people enjoy it now. It's a lot less, like, I'm going to say taboo. I don't think taboo is like the word, but like when I was back in school, people kind of like will look down on it because they kind of thought you were a nerd if you watched it. I'm getting all philosophical, but human nature is you're usually like afraid of what you don't understand. A lot of people who don't really know about it probably think that it's kind of weird because of course they don't know anything about it. Anime comes from the word animation. To me, anime is just a different style of animation. It has a different kind of tone. It doesn't have to be Japanese for it to be anime. It just has to look different.
People think it's like cartoons, but it's not quite the same. There's more detail and depth to it. And it's basically manga converted into a more sort of so that you can watch it rather than read it. That's basically what anime is. I suppose it is a bit nerdy in general to like anime, so in some circumstances I won't exactly openly tell people about it. I'll probably get to know them and then they'll find out themselves eventually that I like anime.
You can watch anime like everywhere online. There's anime on YouTube. There's like entire websites devoted to just watching anime.
Very different. It's all right though. It's not, just very different to English style animation films or cartoon type characters.
I think with anime you kind of have sort of kooky-ish people, sort of like a bit, but at the same time I don't want to say that because that's harsh, because at the same time it is stereotyping someone, so it kind of exists in your mind, but you just got to kind of think to yourself, well, it exists, but I'm not going to judge people in that kind of way.
It's pretty cool, yeah. I like it a lot.
I don't know. It's like the fans of any other thing. Like, they have their own thing, they enjoy it.
Bit crazy sometimes, they can go a bit OTT. I have a friend, I have a few flatmates, and all they talk about is anime. And I don't know, it's just they're so absorbed into that kind of world instead of focusing on something that actually matters. But it's not a bad thing. I'm not judging them. It's just sometimes too much TV can be bad.
Geeks who are in love with anime characters and live not in this world but in some imaginary world.
I think it's pretty cool though. I respect people who are interested in it. So.
I don't know, I think a bit over the top, a bit sad really. I don't think they're, just a bit over the top really. I don't think other people follow other cartoon characters so much.
I'm completely the guy that wouldn't actually watch that sort of stuff, but here I am watching Naruto and I have my free times, like.
It's hard to kind of not saying that opens up a lot of stereotypes.
I think they get a bit of a bad press.
I think so. I mean,
in a way,
it's like
you do see the extremists more with them.
Well, it's like with sort of like anything like Twilight or Harry Potter or anything like that. You get the ones that are
tattooing their faces on their bodies.
Yeah, and things. And whereas
like,
you get the ones
Jacob
who sort of like read them
Edward
quietly and things like that.
I guess it depends like what fans they're talking about. If they met any fans like in their local area, they probably wouldn't be like that, because a lot of fans who live in social within society are very social. Like we have our own anime club, but that doesn't mean that when we leave the anime club, we then go home and don't leave our house for like hours and hours and hours or days, because of course we're in university and we come out and we speak to people and we have like part-time jobs and we have front runners and we talk to everybody. But especially if you look like on the internet and stuff like that, you can see people who go to conventions and they spend like years making their costume, and you can watch videos about otakus and stuff like that on the internet, and they're just like, all they do is they stay inside, they watch anime, and then when there's a convention, they go to a convention, and then they go home, and then they stay inside. But that's like a really small minority of what people are, because most people, when they like an anime or a manga, they want to tell people that they like an anime or a manga, and they want to go, you should watch this because it's amazing, or you should read this because it's gotten so good at this chapter, and blah 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 blah.
I never hid it from my family or anyone. Maybe like people that I don't know very well like in class or.
Yeah, people just think they're kind of geeks and they don't have a life. And I don't agree. I don't think they don't have a life. It's just that I think they're more comfortable, being on their own, in their own little world, instead of socializing with other people. I think it's the way, it's kind of protection, kind of defense mechanism that they use. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't know, I think people who watch anime, they're just, I don't really know the word to describe them. They're different, not in a bad way, not in a necessarily bad way, kind of in a good way. Yeah, different.
The society is like a meeting place, like a group for people who all enjoy anime, and they want to discover new types of anime that they haven't seen, and talk with people who also enjoy anime, and just come to a really friendly atmosphere with people who all share the same interests and can talk about the same thing and can laugh about the same thing, and you find out stuff new, and you make lots of friends, and you go out to conventions with people with a big safe group, and you can go out dancing with these people, and you can just goof off with these people, and every single week we usually watch 2 episodes of 3 anime. There's so much more that you can do with animation than with live action. I think with animation it gives you like an entirely new spectrum of what you can do. Like CG has improved so much over the years, like especially with like the Lord of the Rings movie showed you can set an entirely new world, like an entire new world of things, especially with like The Hobbit as well. You can make people think that there is an elven city, that there is a chasm filled with a dragon filled with treasure. And with animation, you can go even a step further than that. You don't even have to make everything like really colourful and cartoony, but you can open everything to an entirely new world, an entirely new atmosphere. You can make like dimensions inside dimensions inside dimensions of things that you can do with the animation. So I don't see animation as inferior. I don't even think that you can compare live action and animation because they're just too different. Comparing them is trying to compare water and soil. I really, really like the style of animation. I really like the drawing style. The thing that really got me into anime in the first place was reading manga, because I read so much manga when I was younger. I still do. And I got into lots of them, one because of the story, but also because of the art style. And then I emulated the art style and then tried to draw like it, and then you get into like your own style. But with anime, it's a moving version of the picture style that you really enjoy. So to watch it and to see it animated, and some of the storylines that they have, and some of the music that they have in it is absolutely amazing. And it's just a combination, and it's somebody's like idea that they've then brought together, and loads of people have worked on it, and it can be executed really well, and you can just watch it and you just feel inspired. With anime, it's something that you wait for every single week.